Greg, just looking at Jeremy McKenna and just having him play throughout the entire lineup, what is the value to a player like Jeremy getting the opportunity to play with so many different players, different talent levels of players, and different situations?
Yeah, he's from day one, that first game in Calgary that he played, started on the fourth line, got sparing minutes, but within his opportunity, he took full advantage of it, was trustworthy on the ice, has a really smart hockey IQ in terms of game management. And then from there, every game, he just proved himself over and over again, how responsible he was on the defensive side of the puck, and our team details and systems. And then you can start to see his gameplay and his puck play and finding his teammates and getting to the net. He started to create offensive opportunities, and he really managed coming in here really well, and has earned the opportunity to keep climbing up the ladder.
Well, there's players that, I'm not sure it would surprise you necessarily as the coach, but that would surprise fans that, he has made what seems to be some leaps and bounds throughout the year. As you say, fourth line, had a chance on the first line the other night. What has he done just off the ice that has allowed him to, vault past some other players?
Works hard, does what's asked of him, asks questions. His process is really strong. He's typically one of, if not the last person off the ice. He's always working on different areas of his game and getting the puck touches he needs to continue to develop. Anybody that shows up with a purpose and works hard is definitely going to make improvements, and he's one of those guys.
Next question goes to Lance Hornby. Go ahead, Lance.
Hi, Greg. Just wondered, next few days, how are you going to handle the goaltending? Obviously, you want to get Joseph in. Ian's played a game now, but you may inherit one or two from the parent team. How might that all unfold in the next little while?
Hard to say right now. Obviously, the deadline just passed us, but that's a conversation to have with management and our staff and figure out a plan. So nothing I can really speak on right now, but I'm sure we'll come together with something that's right for everyone's development and opportunity.
How important is it to keep the two young goalies engaged, though? They obviously, need the most development at this stage of their careers.
Yeah, we definitely have to keep them engaged. The good thing is that they're both great people who engage themselves and show up every day. So it's easy for us coaches to lay out a plan for practice and for them to get the most out of what their day is. So just by the nature of who they are as people, it makes and facilitates development just by how hard they work and the attitudes they bring to the rink.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Nick Barden. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Greg, just on a personal level for you, and putting aside the pandemic for a second, what has it been like, and really what has been the most enjoyable part of really you having the head coaching job and coaching a team like the Toronto Marlies?
It's a really fun level to coach. There's a lot of interesting dynamics. There's a lot of players coming and going for different reasons, roster changes. It's a level in which you have a lot of players that are just so close to making their dream come true, playing in the NHL. And you also have players that are in a different path or a different level of where they're at in their development. And it's a really challenging league to play in general. So, every day comes challenges. Me personally, it's a really rewarding job to be able to connect with these players, help them reach their goals and their dreams, help them become better people every day. Love getting up and coming to the rink.
And next one goes to Joshua Cloak. Go ahead, Joshua.
Hey, Greg, you said yesterday that you want the team, to get a little bit stronger around your own net, get better at boxing out in front of the net. That's something Philip Kroll tried to work on in the Czech Republic. Do you see him as that kind of player that you can lean on physically?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a big, strong body. it's something that every defenseman is going to have to be strong at if they want to play at the NHL level. Making sure that they're responsible in the defensive zone in a lot of areas, and being around the net is one of them. And he's definitely somebody that is going to continue to hone that skill and be able to execute that.
How has Rasmus progressed over the week? Do you expect him to be available for Thursday?
Not sure right now what his timeline is, but he is in the midst of his return to play protocols.
Just a few more here. You said a few weeks ago that you weren't very concerned about Mac Hollowell's lack of production. You know, he had 5 points in 5 games afterwards, but then he hasn't had a point in his last 7 games. You still play him a lot. I'm just curious, what do you see that maybe we don't see in terms of his development and what he offers besides offense?
His ability to transition the game is really strong. I thought his last game was one of his best ones he's had as of late. But his ability to go back for pucks, retrievals, escape pressure, find the middle of the rink, and even skate through the neutral zone. A lot of similar skills that Timothy Liljegren has is a lot of his strong areas. And then his movement away from the puck at the offensive blue line, especially defensively, as he builds his gaps, are really strong. So there's definitely some elite attributes about him that he brings to our game and to our team. The points maybe have been inconsistent at times, as I'm sure he's working through that. I know I've had some conversations with him that he's gotten frustrated at times, but he's a mentally tough kid and sticking to the process, and over time he'll find that consistency.
Kind of similarly, Christians is a player that I think a lot of people thought might evolve a little bit more this season, earn more ice time, and that hasn't necessarily happened just yet. That's not to say he isn't evolving, but I guess similar to my last question, in what ways has Christians developed this season, and in what ways does he still have to improve?
It was really impressive what he did in the offseason. He put on almost 15, 20 pounds of muscle. He's a big, strong guy. I remember the first day he got back here, I looked at him, like he's a grown man now. And his ability to defend, especially in our defensive zone, and be hard to play against, are his strong attributes. He brings some size and physicality to our back end, and he also brings a lot of leadership. One of the more mature, focused people in the room, has a lot of talents and intelligence, even away from the game of hockey, with his hobbies and his studies. So he's a great person, brings a lot of character. His work ethic sets the bar for practice every day for the decor as well. And in game, just, he's put on a lot of size, a lot of strength, and that's helped him become an even better defender.
Last one for me, I swear. Joey Duzak is up with the Marlies on the Leafs with the taxi squad for the first time this season. What do you hope Joey kind of attains or learns with this kind of exposure to the NHL game?
Yeah, he's a person that always carries a lot of confidence, and you can tell when he has the puck on his stick. There aren't any situations where he's fearful of making a play or jumping to space offensively. It's been a big focus for him this year on the defensive side of the game, and how he's closing out a line rush, building these gaps, stalling out down low and entries against, his boxing out, all things that he's been working through, and has found a lot more consistency within his game. So hopefully up there, not only is he seeing the skill level and hopefully comparing himself a little bit, but also seeing just the consistency in which all the defensemen are defending and playing at that level to help him, continue to add to that part of his game as well.